Rihanna, what's the deal? It's your folks, Shaka. I wanted to share my thoughts with y'all real quick. So, yeah, I wanted to speak about Ken and Dearra. All right. I wanted to talk about them in the light of this whole Cardi B and Offset situation. Now, some of y'all may know that Cardi B and Offset are making headlines across social media for their back and forth after their divorce. Okay. There have been several videos that live shared, and it's just a bunch of high school looking nonsense going on right now. I mean, you got this girl Cardi B up front talking about you get mad when I try to talk to other dudes. It's really high school balls and halls with them. Okay, unfortunately, which is average out here in reality. But that's the reason why they are up front. All right, they ain't doing much with that. All right, but they like to, like I say, influence what they want to see out here. Okay, but when you see it out here, it doesn't contribute to much of anything constructive. All right. However, like with the talk about them right now, um, I think about Ken and Dearra. Okay, I think about Ken and Dearra, and I think about uh, the time when they separated. Okay, now if y'all really, really follow the message, then some years ago, I created what I would like to say my most valued playlist. It's called The Curious Case of DK4L. All right. And on that playlist, I spoke a lot about dating and relationships. Okay. As a matter of fact, it was really kind of like almost my intro into really speaking in depth about dating and relationships, because there was a lot to talk about and learn when we look at that situation that was going on between them and what led up to the decision for them to break up. Okay. However, and I suggest that anybody go back and look at that series, because to be real, I try to be humble about things, but little video channel, our little video influence, there's nothing like that playlist. And I know that there were a few people that tried, during that time when we were putting it down like that, but it's in its own lane. All right. I suggest that anybody still pull up and check out that playlist. You can get a whole lot out of it. Okay. As far as tools, okay, don't pull up on that information just trying to get the tea. All right. And I believe that at that time, when I was speaking a lot about the YouTube personalities and stuff like that, that is what was different about when we spoke about it. Okay, we were really like sharing life lessons and things like that you can use, okay, to be better out here, okay, in your life, dating, relationships, and things like that. And so, what I will say though, you know what I'm saying, that just speaking about Dearra and Ken, when you look at Cardi B and Offset, man, man, it gives you another example as to the reason why Ken and Dearra, they were one of the best entertainment couples that did it. All right. And, of course, I know that they made a serious transition as of now, especially Dearra, but in my opinion, that was something that black social media gave you. Okay. I think that was the last thing that they actually gave you. Yeah, I mean, Dearra really went on out and started to turn up and do whatever she do, but she left you something. Okay, because one thing that you can say that they gave you is they gave you a good example of how you go about moving on. Okay, and you won't get all of this low tier attention that Offset and Cardi B are getting today. That has to be heavily sustained by the media and carried by the media. Okay, they didn't get that. However, they get the respect. All right, they get my respect. I respect them for providing such an example to their audience. Okay, because they surely showed you how you go about moving on when you decide to separate. All right, after being with somebody for so long. Okay, and no, they didn't have kids or anything like that, but they built a lot. Okay, they did. They built a lot between the two of them. And when it was over, people were even trying to get them out there to be like that. They were trying to make a lot out of some of the posts Dearra made, the cryptic messages, and they never fell for it. They had Ken on the show, never fell for it. All right. And when you kind of like look up today, they have kind of like moved on and are doing separate things in their life at the time. Okay, like I say, you never know. They probably get on the phone right now and try to get them to get into some nonsense, but I mean, I kind of doubt it. All right, but in times like this, man, I don't really think it's really much of a thing to really talk about Offset and Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? It's a time really to give people like Ken and Dearra credit for being the correct representation when it's talking about time to move on and go your separate ways because you've grown apart or you just don't really agree or whatever. Okay, and so we know it was some nonsense after that and a lot of things to talk about. We talked about a little bit after their breakup or whatever, but yeah, you got to get props where it's due, man. All right, and this is one of the reasons why they are probably one of the best couples. Okay, that did it. We can surely say the best couple that did it in social media. All right, but when you just look at entertainment, man, when you look at breakups and things like that went down with all of these black celebrity couples and stuff like that, and what went down. All right, it's crazy that you look at these two, who probably genuinely cared about each other and things like that. I mean, we can kind of like say that now, okay, regardless of what happened after, and you can see that they are the example that you should take seriously when it comes to that. All right, 300.